Let's get to Arsenal's trip to Brighton tomorrow, because their boss, Fabian Hertz, has had his say on this matter as well. Hertz says too much time is being taken out of the game by set pieces and claims that Arsenal take too long taking corners in games when they're leading.
For me, the main topic is make a clear rule how much time you can waste for a corner, for a throw-in, for a free kick, because I think no one recognizes it, but when Arsenal has a corner and they are leading, sometimes they spend over 1 minute just to take a corner, and therefore I think we just have to make like clear rules, because then in the end we have a netto game time of 50 minutes instead of sometimes 65 minutes. So I have the opinion that every supporter who pays a lot of money to going into stadiums and watching our games should see the same netto game time, because they pay a lot of money. They want to see a football event. We want to fight, we want to work hard, we want to win personal duels, we want to be maybe also a little bit dirty in the duels, and I think that that's important, because we want to bring energy to our crowd. We want to bring like the supporters immediately behind us, and we don't want to play with fear, we don't want to play with too much respect. We want to stick to our principles and try to get all the supporters, the whole stadium behind us, and then we try to go for it.
Danny, it's interesting listening there from Hertzler. Do you think he's right to have a go at Arsenal about this subject?
No, because everybody would do it. It's the same thing. It's like, it's not in my backyard. It's like, but if you were winning a game and you needed to see the game out, you slow the game down, players go down injured, you kick the ball out of play. All right, multi-ball's a bit different now, but the ball boys would maybe hold on to it a little bit longer than what I was. Even in this day and age, I've seen, instead of kicking the ball into the stand, I've seen players smash the ball against the hoardings so it rebounds back onto the pitch. Therefore, multi-ball becomes useless for that few seconds, so your players can get back. Whatever rules, laws you find in football, players and coaches will find a way around it. They aren't always the brightest academically, but you give them football laws, they will find a way to circumvent it.
Shall we have a look then at who takes the longest? I mean, we like to fact check, don't we?
We do.
To be fair to Fabian Hertz, he's pretty spot on. I feel a bit sorry for Burnley, because they are actually top, but they've only had 4 corners this season when they've been in front, and their average time taken to restart is 54.1 seconds. Then it's Arsenal, obviously 61 corners they have had, and it's taken them 45.2 seconds on average when in front to take that
Can I just ask a caveat? Does Declan Rice take all the corners?
No.
Because sometimes you get a corner take goes from one side to the other.
Yeah, so
or you get a long throw goes from one
Saka.
side. So that can all, again, that can extend the time as well, which again all clubs do.
Yeah, usually Rice or Saka are the corner takers for Arsenal.
Interesting though that he wasn't far wrong though, Fabian Hertzler. Okay.
To make a decision. They don't want to make that bold, brave decision. Go, I've seen that, it's a foul. You're only going to have to do it 3 or 4 times at the start of the season, and then managers are going to go, if you're a defender or you're defending and you give a penalty away for grabbing or grappling, you ain't playing the next game, or I'm fining you.
Do you think there should be a limit in terms of players allowed in the 6-yard box? No.
No, not in the slightest.
No.
It's always about being inventive, about being clever. And I go back, so when Manchester United played Barcelona, 08-09 Champions League final, it was all about, well, Barcelona play tiki-taka and keep the ball, but Man United have great set pieces, and Mascherano, I think, 5'6", was playing centre half. They won't be able to deal with it. Pep went, that's fine, we just won't give away the corners. We'll just keep the ball. I think Man United maybe had 1 or 2 corners in that game. Deal with it that way. Be better at other stuff. Find a different way to win. Sam Allardyce at Bolton, when the offside rule was tweaked and changed, and I think it was Kevin Nolan when it stood in front of the goalkeeper and went, I'm not interfering with play. It caused mayhem.
Yeah.
It's just being clever. It's just thinking a little bit different to everybody else. Pep putting inverted fullbacks in, overloading the midfield, was different, was good thinking. People then adapt to that and they change. So the game, everyone's always trying to find, how can I beat the opposition? If you just want to see football where it's a team versus another team, let them just play. The best team's always going to win. And that's boring football. We have cup upsets. We have top beating bottom because teams play in different ways and cause different teams problems. There is no right or wrong way to win a football match. And this is why I always go back to people. People go about entertainment. No, professional sport is about winning. That's all that matters. You ask any person, any player, any person that's ever won anything, they're not bothered how they win. It's about winning. End of.
But us watching want to be entertained. I'm going to stick with that because I do like an entertaining game of football, like Brentford Burnley at the weekend. Awesome game of football. I want to go back to kind of who's doing it the best and who's flooding the 6-yard box. Because, I mean, Kobe Mainoo had this brilliant Instagram kind of likening Everton's ability in the 6-yard box as kind of like the Royal Rumble, and it is quite funny. But it's who's doing it well then and who's doing it perhaps not so well?
Well, Arsenal take a lot of the focus on packing the 6-yard area because they have a lot of success from corners.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody is doing it. We can have a look at the teams who pack the 6-yard box the most. And essentially, Spurs are top of the list for most, or on average anyway, the most players within the 6-yard box, with 5.1 on average at attacking corners. And then Bournemouth are next, then come Arsenal. Manchester United, Michael Carrick said they need to do something about it, but they also use the tactic of packing the 6-yard box. Burnley, Newcastle, Everton there. Now, this data only takes the point when the ball is kicked of how many players are in the 6-yard box. So, that doesn't account for players rushing in on top of the goalkeeper, which is what we saw Arsenal do against Chelsea at the weekend.
Leave 3 players up the pitch.
Well, Chelsea did do that, didn't they? They've done it on a couple of occasions.
It's cat and mouse. So if you leave two wingers on the halfway line, a centre forward, what's the opposition going to do? Because if the goalkeeper catches it, he's going to throw it to 3 unmarked players. So be brave. Do something different. Find a different way to combat that.
So Chelsea had done that on a couple of occasions this season, and Liam Rossini was asked at the weekend actually why he didn't do it this time around. And he said that he's taken more responsibility for defensive corners now over the set-piece coach, Bernardo Cueva. He wants to have more accountability for that. And his reasoning was why they didn't do it was because he felt that in the games that they did, Arsenal created 2 good opportunities to score goals, and he was worried about that. What that defensive...
that's because their defenders can't head the ball properly.
Well, what that defensive idea did for Chelsea was it caused a moment of confusion for Arsenal, whether they had players going in, whether they had players removing themselves from the penalty area to track those Chelsea players. I think from Chelsea's perspective now, their thoughts are, well, Arsenal would have prepped for that, and it's a game of cat and mouse, risk and reward. Do we risk taking players out and Arsenal call our bluff and leave players in, and they cause all kinds of chaos for the goalkeeper? But to pick up on Danny's point and better defending, we have seen an arms race for attacking corners, how to extract the maximum from attacking corners. What we haven't seen yet is the counteracting of that by defensive sides and sides getting better at defending corners, and an arms race on the other side, how to defend them better.
That's because the art of defending's gone out the window. In the last 15 years, and you put Rio, Vidic, Terry in that last era of what I call proper defenders, the art of defending has disappeared. People don't want to go and attack the ball. They don't want to defend. They don't want to put their body on the line.
It's a brave decision to go up, isn't it? In the Brad Friedel was on last week, and he actually said it's all about being brave, and it's who's bravest.
In training, you would often say, right, let's work on set pieces. Yeah. You'd put 3 defenders across the edge of the 6-yard box. You'd put 2 just outside that, another 2 yards. You'd have 5 players in the danger area, maybe 1 player on the back post. That's only 6, plus the goalkeeper, 7. I would say you can put probably 8 players in and around that and throw set pieces in all day. You might score 1 out of 50. Because if I've got 5 good defenders that are going to go and head the ball, you ain't getting anywhere near it. Because you're not scoring from 15 yards out with a header. So defending's not... I worked under Howard Wilkinson, best defensive set-piece coach ever. Worked under McLaren and Steve Harrison at Middlesbrough.
Why was he so good? What made him
Because he was organised. And he used to film video. He used to video the sessions on the training ground and make us watch it over and over again. It was the most boring thing on the planet. But we never conceded from a set-piece. Steve McLaren and Steve Harrison especially, who was the defensive coach at Middlesbrough, was exactly the same. We also had very good defenders. Myself, Frank Quadreau, Gareth Southgate, sadly, late Hugo Etiog, George Boateng, Mark Schwarzer in goal. Those 5 players around the 6-yard box, there's not many people getting a header. Certainly not a free header to score a goal, because we were determined not to let that happen. It's not difficult. Just coach your defenders to be better and get them to go and attack the ball.
All right.